Good afternoon all. I am Dheeraj Kumar, lecturer, Mechanical Engineering Department at IIMT College of Polytechnic, Greater Noida. Today we are discuss about working of IC engine, classification of engine, and terminology of internal combustion engine. So let us start. Introduction. Heat engine. Heat engine is a machine which converts heat energy supplied to it into mechanical work. Heat energy is supplied to the engine by the burning of fuel. Classification of heat engine. Heat engine is classified in two categories. First, internal combustion engine. Second, external combustion engine. In IC engine, internal combustion engine. In IC engine, combustion of fuel takes place inside the cylinder is called internal combustion engine. For example, diesel engine, petrol engine, and gas engine are the example of internal combustion engine. External combustion engine is called EC engine. In EC engine, combustion of fuels take place outside the cylinder. Such type of engine is called external combustion engine. For example, steam engine and steam turbine are the example of external combustion engine. Classification of internal combustion engine. Internal combustion are classified in following categories. First, classification on the basis of strokes of the engine. First, two-stroke engine and second, four-stroke engine. Two-stroke engine is defined as the thermodynamic cycle or engine cycle is completed two stroke of the piston and crank rotate one revolution. Four-stroke engine, the thermodynamic cycle is completed or engine cycle is completed four strokes of the piston and crankshaft is rotated two revolution. Thermodynamic cycle or method of heat addition. The engine is classified in three categories: Otto cycle based engine, diesel cycle based engine, and dual cycle based engine. In an Otto cycle based engine, combustion takes place at constant volume process. In a diesel cycle, combustion takes place at constant pressure process. And dual based diesel engine, the combustion in dual combustion engine. First, combustion takes place constant volume and second, combustion takes place constant pressure. Otto cycle thermodynamic process is four. First, constant volume heat addition, reversible adiabatic expansion, constant volume heat rejection, and reversible adiabatic compression. Diesel engine have four thermodynamic cycle process. First, constant pressure heat addition process, reversible adiabatic expansion, constant volume heat rejection process, reversible adiabatic compression. Dual Dual combustion engine have two combustion process. First, constant volume process. Second, constant pressure process. Reversible adiabatic expansion, constant volume heat rejection, and reversible adiabatic compression. Third, classification on the basis of fuel used in an internal combustion engine. First, petrol engine, where the petrol fuel is used inside the engine is called petrol engine. Diesel fuel is used called diesel engine. Gaseous fuel CNG are used is called gaseous engine. Fourth classification according to ignition method. First, spark ignition engine. Second, compression ignition. Spark ignition SI engine is used based on petrol engine and CI engine based diesel engine. Terminology of internal combustion engine. First, bore. Inside diameter of the cylinder is termed as a bore. Inside diameter of the cylinder is called bore. Second, top dead center. The extreme position reached by the piston at the top of the cylinder in the vertical engine is called top dead center. Top dead center is also said that where piston is moved extreme uppermost position inside the cylinder is called top dead center. The extreme position bottom dead center, the extreme position reached by the piston at bottom of the cylinder in the vertical engine is called bottom dead center. But in other words, it is said that piston reaches extreme bottom position inside the cylinder is called bottom dead center. For fourth stroke, the nominal distance traveled by the piston in the cylinder between extreme upper and lower position of the piston. TDC and BDC is termed as stroke. When the piston, the distance traveled by the TDC to BDC, when the piston is moved TDC to BDC, the distance traveled by the piston is called stroke. Compression rate. It is defined as the ratio of maximum cylinder volume to the clearance volume. And also it is defined as the volume of cylinder before the compression and after the compression. Cylinder volume. It is the summation of swept volume and clearance volume. Swept volume. It is the volume of the space generated by the movement of piston for one dead center to another dead center. In other words, swept volume is defined as the volume covered by the piston when piston move TDC to BDC. Clearance volume. It is the space in the cylinder when the piston is at top dead center. This diagram represents working of internal combustion engine and its component of IC engine. This is the inlet valve of internal combustion engine. This is the exhaust valve of internal combustion engine. This is the cylinder. This is the cylinder head. This is the piston of the internal combustion engine. This is the connecting rod. This is the crank. Connecting rod which is connected to piston and क्रैंक ठीक है पिस्टन एंड क्रैंक को कनेक्ट करती है क्या कनेक्टिंग रॉड दिस इज दिस इज द fins of the internal combustion engine which is provide to the heat transfer through the surrounding and cylinder is cooled air cooled so this is the air cooled internal combustion engine four stroke petrol engine construction a piston reciprocate inside the cylinder piston is connecting to the crankshaft by means of a connecting rod the means of a connecting rod the crank and the inlet of the exhaust valve are mounted on the cylinder head a spark is provided on the cylinder head the fuel is used is petrol this diagram represents internal combustion engine this is the bore inside diameter of cylinder. It's called bore. This is the piston and this is the connecting rod which is connected to piston and crankshaft. This is the length of stroke. Length of stroke or this is the piston head. This is the piston head. This is the spark plug which is used in petrol engine. This is the inlet manifold. This is the outlet manifold or this is the inlet valve and this is the exhaust valve. Four stroke petrol engine working of four stroke petrol engine. Suction stroke. First stroke is called suction stroke. Piston moves TDC to BDC. Inlet valve is open and exhaust valve is closed. The pressure Third, pressure inside the cylinder reduced below the atmospheric pressure. The mixture, air-fuel mixture, is sucked into the cylinder through a inlet valve. During the suction stroke, piston have TDC and piston move TDC to BDC. During this stroke, inlet valve is open. During this stroke, inlet valve is open and air-fuel mixture comes inside the cylinder. During this stroke, the pressure inside the cylinder is less than the atmosphere pressure. So easily air-fuel mixture comes inside the cylinder. During this stroke, suction stroke, crank is rotated 180 degrees. During this stroke, the exhaust valve is closed. Second stroke is called compression stroke. Piston moves up from BDC to TDC. Both inlet exhaust valve are closed. The air-fuel mixture in the cylinder is compressed. During this stroke, piston have BDC and move BDC to TDC. During compression stroke, inlet and exhaust valve are closed. Air-fuel mixture is compressed. During this stroke, piston move another 180 degrees. At the end of the compression stroke, a spark is generated, so fuel is burned in the clearance volume. Third stroke is called power stroke, expansion stroke, or working stroke of the petrol engine. After the combustion, fuel is completely burned, and hot gases is generated. During the burning of the gases rapidly, the expert and impulse thrust or force on the piston. The piston is pushed from TDC to BDC. This movement of the piston is converted into rotary motion of the crankshaft connecting rod. Both inlet and exhaust valve are closed. During expansion stroke, hot gases are generated. These hot gases apply the pressure force on the upper portion of the piston. So piston move rapidly TDC to BDC, and this stroke is called expansion stroke. During this stroke, inlet valve and exhaust valve both valve are closed, and piston root and crank is rotated 180 degree and crank is rotated 180 degree. Four stroke petrol engine, the last stroke is called exhaust stroke. During the piston moves upward from BDC, exhaust valve is open and inlet valve is closed. The burn gases are forced out to the atmosphere through the exhaust valve. Some of the burned gases stay in the clearance volume of the cylinder. The exhaust valve closes shortly after TDC. The inlet valve is slightly open before the TDC, and the cylinder is ready to receive fresh charge to start a new cycle. During the exhaust stroke, piston have BDC and piston move BDC to TDC. During this stroke, inlet valve is closed and exhaust valve is open, and hot gases moves through the exhaust valve. When the piston moves TDC, inlet valve is partially open and fresh air fuel mixture comes inside the cylinder. This is the four stroke of petrol engine, internal combustion petrol engine. This is the four-stroke complete in four-stroke petrol engine. First suction stroke is called intake stroke. Second compression stroke. Third power stroke. Or fourth exhaust stroke. Four-stroke diesel engine. Four-stroke diesel engine. This is four-stroke covered by the piston. First suction stroke. Second compression stroke. Third power stroke. And fourth last exhaust stroke. Four-stroke diesel engine construction. A piston reciprocate inside the cylinder. The piston is connected to the crank by means of a connecting rod and crank. The inlet and exhaust valve are mounting on the cylinder head. A fuel injector is provided on the cylinder head. The fuel used diesel. Four-stroke diesel engine working. First stroke is called suction stroke. During the suction stroke, piston moves TDC to BDC. Inlet valve is open and exhaust valve is closed. The pressure inside the cylinder is reduced below the atmospheric pressure. Fresh air from the atmosphere is sucked into the engine cylinder through air cleaner at and inlet valve. During the suction stroke, piston have TDC and moves TDC to BDC. During this stroke, inlet valve is open and air comes inside the cylinder. Pressure reduces inside the cylinder as compared to atmospheric pressure. So air easily comes inside the cylinder. Second stroke in a diesel engine is compression stroke. Piston have lowermost position. Piston moves BDC to TDC. Both inlet and exhaust valve are closed. The air is drawn during the suction stroke is compressed to a high pressure and temperature. During the compression stroke, piston have bottom dead center and its move BDC to TDC. During the disk stroke, both valve, inlet and exhaust valve is closed. Air is compressed during the disk stroke and air temperature is increases. At the end of the disk compression stroke, fuel injector inject the fuel inside the cylinder. Four-stroke diesel engine working. Another stroke is called, third stroke is called working stroke, power stroke, expansion stroke. The burning of gases product of combustion expand rapidly. The burning of gases push the piston moves downward from TDC to BDC. This movement of piston is converted into rotary motion of the crankshaft through the connecting rod. Both inlet and exhaust valve are closed. Third stroke is called expansion stroke. At the end of the compression stroke, fuel is injected and fuel is burned. The hot gases is generated. These hot gases apply the pressure force above the piston and piston move rapidly TDC to BDC. This stroke is called expansion stroke or working stroke. Another stroke is called exhaust stroke. Piston move from BDC to TDC. Exhaust valve is open and inlet valve is closed. The burn gases are forced out to the atmosphere through the exhaust valve. Some of the burn gases stay in the clearance volume of the cylinder. The exhaust valve closed shortly after TDC. The inlet valve opens slightly before TDC and the cylinder is ready to receive fresh air to start a new cycle. During the exhaust stroke, piston have top dead center and move piston have bottom dead center and move VDC to TDC. Exhaust valve is open, hot gases escape through the exhaust valve. During the end of the exhaust tube, partially open inlet valve, so fresh air comes inside the cylinder. This is the working of this is the working of four-stroke diesel engine. In a four-stroke diesel engine, the thermodynamic cycle is completed in a four-stroke of the piston and crank rotates two revolutions. This is the comparison between SI and CI engine. It it draws air spark ignition engine and compression ignition engine. Its first difference, it draws air fuel mixture into the cylinder during the suction stroke. It draws only air into the cylinder during the suction stroke. Petrol engine operates with a low pressure and temperature. The diesel engine operates with a high pressure and temperature. The pressure ranges from 6 to 12 bar. The pressure ranges 35 to 40, 35 to 40 bar. The temperature ranges 250 to 300 degrees Celsius. The temperature ranges 600 to 700 degrees Celsius. A spark ignition engine. The compression in SI and CI, the fourth compression is it is fitted with carburetor and spark plug. Carburetor are used to mix air and fuel and send to the inside the cylinder. It is fitted with a fuel injection pump and injector. The burning fuel takes place at constant volume. The fuel burning takes place at constant pressure. Ignition of air fuel mixture takes place by the electric spark produced by a spark plug. The ignition of fuel takes place by the injection of fuel into the hot compressed air. It is the difference between SI and CI engine merit and demerit. Merits. Otto cycle employed in petrol engine. Otto cycle is more efficient for a given compression rate. Demerit. Diesel engine works on diesel cycle. Diesel cycle is less efficient than Otto cycle for a given compression ratio. Operating speed is more. Speed range is 300 to 600. Operation speed is less. Speed range is 400 to 3500 RPM. Starting is easy since cranking effort required is less. Starting is difficult since more cranking effort is required. Fourth difference SI and CI on the basis of merits and demerits. Merits, initial cost and maintenance cost are less. Demerits, more initial and maintenance cost since the construction is heavy and steady. Produce less noise, produce more noise. Weight per unit power is less, weight per unit power is more. This is the difference between four-stroke, four-stroke and two-stroke engine. First, one merits, one power stroke in a one revolution of a crankshaft. Demerits, one power strokes, two revolution of a crankshaft. Power developed for the same engine speed, theoretically twice that of a four-stroke engine. Power developed for a same engine speed, theoretically half that of two-stroke engine. Simple design and light in construction for the same power. For the same power, complicated design and heavier in construction. Fourth difference in two-stroke or four-stroke engine, uniform torque is obtained, hence lighter flywheel can be used. Non-uniform torque on the crankshaft, hence heavier flywheel is required for the balancing. Design of port is simpler, hence initial cost is less. Design valve mechanism is difficult, hence initial cost is more. Mechanical efficiency is high, no moving parts like cam follower rocker. Mechanical efficiency is less, power is lost due to friction caused by valve mechanism. Another difference between two-stroke and four-stroke engine is starting is easy. Two-stroke engine starting is easy and starting is difficult for four-stroke engine. These engines are two-stroke engine. These engines are generally air-cooled and these engines are generally water-cooled. So today discuss about working of engine, four-stroke petrol engine, four-stroke diesel engine, and differences terminology. So thank you.